Vincent D'Onofrio says Kingpin can't appear in MCU films. I'm only usable for television shows, not even one-off Wilson Fisk movie. It's all cut up in rights and stuff. I don't even know when that would work out, or if ever it would work out at all. Which is kind of upsetting, because I know we wanted to see him kind of tie into the bigger picture in at least a Spider-Man movie. You know what I mean? So this is disappointing news. Dave, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, my first thought was, are you kidding me? Are we still stuck in the Spider-Man contract deals? And which is obviously, yeah, he's mainly a Spider-Man villain. I think more famously, more recently, I don't know. He's obviously a big staple in the Spider-Man universe. So it's obviously got to follow that, because even Fox stuff, MCU has gotten the rights to. So it's got to be a Sony thing. But it is a bummer, because I didn't really consider that. I was thinking, oh, we for sure could get Kingpin. He could pop up in Thunderbolts, and we could get that little thing, that theory we talked about, him being tied in with the homegirl who's running the Thunderbolts, and maybe he's kind of in this little corrupt plan. So it was a bummer. It was a bummer to hear. Again, thinking back, it's like, all right, Sony, I guess it makes sense. But it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, we kind of expected more. He feels more MCU now. Born Again's in the MCU now. The show itself feels more comic-y in MCU. And then you hear about him in the street-level Thanos situation. And that it all seems to be kind of like just down the toilet now. That's all right, though. Good show. Bring on a good Daredevil show, a couple seasons. Yeah. It's fine.
Won't get greedy.
I agree with you on that, to where Born Again has made Fisk feel more MCU. Because I feel like in the Netflix series, he was kind of different, in the way where he's like the mayor of New York now. I could really see him popping up in an Avengers movie or Thunderbolts.
Yeah, there was like the Penguin back there in that show. It just didn't feel comic-y.
Mm-hmm. Right. So with the recent CinemaCon that came out, there was some Sony, our worst enemy, news. And Spider-Man 4 has been officially titled Brand New Day. So they have dropped the home word in every title. And it releases July 31st, 2026. So that's right after Doomsday. Right? 'Cause Doomsday is May, correct? So it's 2 months after Doomsday. Yeah. So obviously the entire cast hasn't been revealed for Doomsday yet. So I would definitely expect, Spider-Man has to be in that movie, right? And then
Doomsday?
Yeah. And then leading after that. That's true, though. He's kind of... Because if all this stuff's happening in Daredevil and his apartment's like a couple blocks away and he ain't doing nothing about it, so maybe he's just really laying low.
Yeah. It was something we kind of discussed, excuse me, in that Doomsday episode about, well, if Strange and Spider-Man aren't in this, because they weren't listed during that cast announcement, maybe they're a part of the squad that has to roll in after our main guys have been defeated and kind of infiltrate their way into Battle World and be like, all right, what the hell happened here? Kind of like, I think Wolverine's kind of played that role in a lot of stuff. Hawkeye. Yeah, maybe he's the part of it. I hope he is. Jeremy better come back, dude.
I saw a meme the other day where the Avengers are undefeated in Hawkeye movies.
Yeah, gotta have.
So
the MVP,
if in Infinity War, Hawkeye isn't in it, and then there's there's another movie too where he's not in it and they lose. But it's basically where if Hawkeye's in it, they win.
Well, he was on the bad side. Well,
he's not.
He's switched.
No, he's not in Doomsday. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
He's not in Doomsday, so it's like, okay, are they going to lose again because Hawkeye's not in Doomsday?
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting. So this whole thing about Spider-Man, the Brand New Day title, my first thought is we're going to start getting titles with the name Day in it going forward instead of Home. Because my brain went to the whole kind of infamous Spider-Man run One More Day. And I'm kind of hoping they're not going in that direction. Some events that happen in One More Day already happened in No Way Home. And there are also kind of results from Civil War going on there and a bunch of stuff. So I don't think it makes sense to go to One More Day, but that's where my brain went with that when I heard that title.
Well, actually, One More Day. Which one is the one you mentioned? One More Day. What's the new one? Brand New Day is the new one. One More Day.
One More Day is the comic one. Which isn't that the one where May gets killed?
Right after May gets almost killed, yeah, and Spider-Man has like his angry thing going on. Great, great. But no, One More Day, yeah, he did that whole thing in Far From Home, and then but Brand New Day is the immediate successor there. Once he kind of made a deal with Mephisto, pretty much like
It's a run already. It's already titled brand. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
not not great. It's mixed because it's like a strange situation where there's a ton of different writers doing each issue. I've personally never read it. Bought 2 copies on eBay though. It's coming because it started selling on eBay real fast.
Okay. No, it's not new. It came out over a decade ago, right?
Right after the JMS stuff, so right after Civil War era.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I read the first one and was like, what the hell's going on? It was a different art style. All of a sudden, because it erases stuff. He makes a deal with Mephisto so Aunt May doesn't die, and then it erases his relationship with MJ. They have this whole emotional moment where he's like telling MJ, which is kind of what we got, I guess, because MJ got Peter now. So that is another aspect of that story where he sacrifices his marriage with MJ to save Aunt May, and then all of a sudden the next issue is just like he's at a high school party with Harry Osborn, and it's a totally different art style that I hated, and I was like, what the hell just happened? And I didn't understand it was a whole reset.
But even in the comics, it was also for his identity because he was in Civil War and just revealed it to the public. So that was part of the deal. So no one knows he's Peter Parker anymore, just like the movies here. So spiritually, it's like a perfect successor.
Yeah.
In the comics, it was like a new status quo. Started back with classic, just fighting villains kind of stuff. Mr. Negative had his first appearance in Brand New Day. That's where he started. Makes me wonder if Mr. Negative might be the villain. But it is interesting. I think it's a perfect spiritual successor. It just needs to be better than the comics because it was really hit or miss. Some issues might have been some of the best, but some of them might have been trash.
I like it now a little bit more though, because they have a chance to redeem that run. But it just makes sense, and it does. It lines up. So now my brain going to One More Day kind of makes sense, and I didn't even realize it when I was thinking of that. It's logically it does it makes sense.
It lines up.
And in the video game, Mr. Negative has been making some waves recently because of the PlayStation Spider-Man game. He was the main villain on there, and a lot of people have been talking about him lately. So I could for sure see him being a villain in here.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I'm excited for a potential classic Spider-Man versus a villain thing because Tom Holland's had great MCU movies, but they're very different. They don't really feel classic Spider-Man at all. So it's going to be nice to just see a nice in New York Spider-Man versus a villain, whoever it is.
I wouldn't be surprised if the title changed too, honestly, from Brand New Day to something else.
Yeah, it changed a lot of titles.
Does it now? Because JD just sold me on it. Now I like the title. So I hope it does it now.
And we also have Beyond the Spider-Verse, Part 2. Wasn't? Oh no! What?
Just Beyond the Spider. The last one
Beyond
was
the Spider-Verse.
Across.
That's right. Sorry. It releases June 4th, 2027. So a year after and almost 2 years from now.
Bro, 3 years after the original release date. It was planned for summer of 2024 initially. That was the first $5 fine. That was the first time they announced when it would be coming out. Now we're in 2027.